Hello there, this is David from David Books and Comics, and today I wanted to present you the Silver Sable continuity. Now, this is Silver Sable number one, and it has this glossy cover. This is, I don't know, but it's a near mint copy. It looks like a 9.8 or a 10. Anyway, I don't want to open it up as a result. Anyway, so about 9 months ago, I did a book haul video where I showed some comic books, and among the comic books were, of course, some Silver Sable comic books that I bought fairly inexpensively at a comic book dealer in a flea market. Anyway, the artist of this series sent me a note, and he has his own YouTube channel, which I've subscribed to. His name is Steven Butler, and he thanked me for uh, having the books and for showing them and wanted me to enjoy it. So I read through the series and I wanted to share and eventually do a deep dive. But first, we're going to go through the covers. So Silver Sable was created way back in, I'd say I think it was 1986, and its first appearance was in Amazing Spider-Man number 265. And the artists was we'll see it as we see it's created by the writer Tom DeFalco, and the artist is Ron Friends, and you'll see it in the front pages of the issues. So we'll go through the continuity that I have. I don't have a complete continuity, but I do have a continuity from number 1 to number 16. And once I get the other issues from 17 till the very end, I will do a presentation of that. So this is kind of homage to Steven Butler. He was an artist. Like I said, he has his own YouTube channel. You can check it out. I'll put a link to it in the description, in my description of the presentation, and you can check it out. He was born in 1965, and he did several work. I think he came to the notice of the comic art world when he started working on Badger, one of the superheroes from, I think it was First Comics. We'll see, and I'll put an image of the superhero Badger. Anyway, we'll go through the covers of the books. They're beautiful covers. They're iconic images of Silver Sable, and you'll also notice that that famous Marvel logo will change as we're going through the covers. It's quite a treat just to go through the books. All right, so this is number 1, and I'll show images from the inside, the artwork that I've downloaded from the internet, but I don't want to open it up. So that's one book we won't be looking through. We'll do a deep dive through the other books. If I find a low-grade copy, I'll buy it just to be able to flip through it. I did read through the book, but I read it online. So that's number 1. This is number 2. And this is a cover by Steve Butler. It's signed. It says Panosian and Steven. So beautiful cover. And it features the first appearance of a villain called Gatling. And there's another iconic looking cover. Beautiful cover of Silver Sable. And that's issue number 4. And it has Dr. Doom. So Victor Von Doom appears in this. It is a crossover from the Infinity War saga, and it has like it says, deadly doppelganger, but Dr. Doom does make an appearance, along with Kang the Conqueror. All right, so that's number 4. Number 5 is the second part. It's also an Infinity War crossover. It's a nice cover with Doctor Doom and Silver Sable. This is number 6, and this features Deathlock, the Demolisher, as he was called back in when he first appeared in Astonishing Comics back in the 70s. It also features Paladin. The Wild Pack, by the way, was created by the writer of the series and the artist, Silver Sable, Silver Sable's creator, Steven Butler, and the writer, Gregory Wright. So that's number 7, and it features the first appearance of a villain named Cathode. And that's number 8, and this one features the first appearance of Maneater, you see, in the first cover appearance. All right, so that's that one. A nice iconic cover, and it features the entire Wild Pack as created by Gregory Wright and Steve Butler. So that's number 9. Excellent iconic cover. And another nice cover. This is number 10. And this one has Punisher confronting Silver Sable. That one's that one. And that's number 11. Featuring Sandman and the Next Wave. And the cover artist here is not Steve Butler. It's Tom Grindberg. And the interior writer is also Tom Grindberg. This is number 12, and this the continuing story. The artwork is pretty good in this one, even though Grindberg is a guest artist. It's quite good. We'll do a deep dive, and you'll see what it's like. This is number 13, and this is a crossover story. You'll see here part 3 of 6. The stories take place in Terror Incorporated. And The Cage, which is a kind of a shared story between those 3 titles, including this title, Silver Sable and the Wild Pack. So that's number 13. And this is the conclusion of Love for Love Nor Money. That's part 6. And the cover, of course, is Palmiotti and Steve Butler. And this is a nice Captain America and Silver Sable cover. And number 15. And that's number 16. And that's an Infinity Crusade crossover. All right. And it features, on the cover you see there, Maneater, Finn, Paladin, and Sandman are now called the Intruders. So it's kind of the first cover appearance of the Intruders. All right, so that's number 16. And this one is number 22. So obviously I don't have number 17 to 21. I don't have 23 and 24. This is number 25. Beautiful cover. Also by Steven Butler. And this is a homage cover. And it's a homage to Jim Steranko, kind of giving a homage to one of the Nick Fury Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. covers. All right, so we'll change their perspective and then we'll do a deep dive through the books, okay? All right, so that's issue number 1. Beautiful cover. Hope you can see the gloss. So it's just a beautiful cover. It's virtually flawless on all the corners. And there's almost no, I don't see any spine ticks. Maybe a little bit right there. It's hard to tell. Anyway, so there it is. So that's number 1. Beautiful cover. And it has, of course, an appearance of Spider-Man. So this is number 2. And as I said, this features the villain Gatling. And here you get to see some of the artwork. And this is a story that is a bit of a critique, a social criticism of televangelism, but done in a respectful kind of a way, exposing hypocrisy kind of thing. Nice story. The costuming design, I think the costume design here, and I can show you the look of the character as she initially appeared in the pages of Spider-Man in number 265. The look of the character is much better in the regular series. And this is the Wild Pack, and this is their emblems. And the S for Silver Sable. In the entire run, that's how you'll see the character. You'll see the characters. And there's Gatling. Beautiful splash page. And there's the Sandman. The Sandman is one of Silver Sable's Wild Pack. He keeps his initial costuming as he first appeared way back in the pages of Spider-Man number 4, Amazing Spider-Man number 4 in 1963. Some beautiful imaging. Beautiful panels with great images. Currently, Steve Butler works for Archie Comics, drawing some of their best work, current work. So this is number 3, Duel in the Sky. Very detailed splash page. The Corrupt Pulpit. So this is the second part. So the second part of that series. And there is the appearance in Silver Sable continuity of Battlestar, who initially appeared, I believe, in the Captain America comics. Just excellent use of paneling. Excellent use of paneling. So we discover the roots of our heroine, our superheroine, Silver Sable. She's an expert in weapons and martial arts, fighting arts. And I like this. You'll see that throughout the books. She is the leader of a country called Simkaria, which borders on Latveria. Latveria being the home of Dr. Doom, Victor Von Doom. And she works as a mercenary to basically gain money for her country. So this in issue number 4, we're introduced to that continuity and infinity Infinity War crossover. And here we have Kang the Conqueror and Doctor Doom. Nice splash page. And then we're introduced to this guy, who's a kind of doppelganger and a more evil version of Doctor Doom. And here we have Silver Sable making the annual visit to Latveria, because Latveria borders Simcaria. And here, eventually, she realizes that this is not the regular guy. This isn't Victor Von Doom. And there is the Wild Pack. And this is when she begins to confront and realize that this is not the same guy. Lots of action in this. And it kind of reflects the spirit of the 1990s with a lot of physical action and a lot of brawn and muscle shown throughout the stories. Alright, so that's that one. And the letters page with names and addresses. Beautiful splash pages. Alright, so that's that one. That's issue number 4. And let me take that aside. Issue number 5. And again, Steve Butler, Greg Wright. Here it says Silver Sable, created by Tom DeFalco and Ron Franz. Just some beautiful imaging. Just creative ideas done in the Marvel style. Here, Sandman gets exposed by the Wild Pack. And there's the Doombots, as they're called. Victor Von Doom's robot army. There you go. There it is, that panel. Just great creativity, beautiful use of images. Thing about the 90s comics, they're very bright because I think the coloring changed. You can see it especially in this panel when the coloring modes of coloring changed using the old format. This was more computer coloring. It changed the way comic books looked. Alright, so that's issue number 5. Number 6 features Deathlock the Demolisher. That's how I remember him. And this one is an interesting story. It's about the Statue of Liberty basically getting stolen. Beautiful splash page. And then the mercenaries, Silver Sable and the Wild Pack, are called upon to return and find the Statue of Liberty, find where it's been stolen and return it. Yeah. The artist here, it's a guest artist. It's Steve Carr and Daryl Skelton, Kirkwood Studios. Gregory Wright wrote the text. Beautiful stuff. And there's Deathlock. I love this image. A panorama of the Grand Canyon. SPR Sproing sound effects. When you read a comic book, you have to read it with the sound effects. Zrak, boom. Otherwise, you don't get the full feel of how the comic book flows. It's easy to read the word panel, the balloons, the word balloons. And here they discover where the Statue of Liberty has been stolen. And then we meet the villainous cathode. Alright, so that's number 6. This is issue number 7. And beautiful image, nice close-up of Deathlock and Silver Sable. Splash page of the arch-villainess there, of the villainess. Steve Butler does the cover, the interior artwork, and James Sanders is the inker. And here we have, again, beautiful. Thing about the 90s comics, like I said, is the coloring. They're just brighter than the old paper, the old comic book paper. Not to denigrate that, because I like the old comic book paper. But here they do it's just quite beautiful the way they do it. Alright, so that's a nice image of Deathlock. I think Deathlock at this point in the 90s also had his own title. Cage had his own title. There was Terror Incorporated, along with the regular titles. Thor and Spider-Man, Captain America, Iron Man, and so on. And eventually, the Statue of Liberty is returned. Alright, so that's number 7. Notice the change in image there on the corner. Even in this modern. So this is number 8. And again, this features the first appearance of the Genesis Coalition, and this has the origin of Silver Sable. And this is in the jungles of South American jungles. I think it's Brazil, if I remember correctly from the story. And this is one of the arch-villain. This is an arch-villain of the piece. And there's the first panel appearance of the Man-Eater. And this is a mysterious figure who's kind of hinted at and interacts with the characters, but is never really named. This guy. Nice image of the Sandman. Beautiful use of crossover panel right here. Just love the artwork. There's the guy again. Kind of a mysterious figure who's never named, but always appears in whenever the Genesis Coalition appears in the stories, in the continuity, he's there. There's that paneling. To accentuate action, basically. There's a nice fight scene. And this is Trevkov. He's one of the villains of the piece. The other guy that you saw, the bald-haired guy, that's Lubitsch. He's a Nazi war criminal. Yeah, Project Genesis is basically Nazis. This is where Silver Sable finds their father is still alive. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful cover. And this I would describe as an iconic cover because it features the Wild Pack all together. You have, see, there's Powell, Crippler, Quintino, Battlestar, Chen, and of course Sandman. So this is the secret origin of Silver Sable. So this goes into the background of origins. Just the discovery that her father was still alive brought all that to the fore. And so starts the origin story. So number 8 is an important issue in the Wild Pack, Silver Sable and the Wild Pack continuity. This is her father, teaching her all that he knows. And that's her father there. And it's all flashback. Whenever you see the blue narration boxes, that's her thinking. Silver Sable thinking. And this is on assignment with her father. And eventually he has to confront, I believe that's Lubitsch, the Nazi war criminal. Beautiful image here. This gorgeous picture. All right. So that's number 9. This is number 10. Another iconic image. Just well centered. Of the Punisher, who's basically the same as Silver Sable. I like the use of coloring and shading here. Just a beautiful image, beautiful picture. And then we're introduced to this guy, a guy named Leviathan. The close-ups. How's that for a contrast? Just beautiful. You have the Punisher and Silver Sable on the same mission. Really sharp images. And then they have to confront each other and realize that they need to work together. They do the Mexican standoff thing. Great image there. And what do we have here? We have Quintino struggling with his personal demons and problems. There's that panel. Next, super special guest artist, Tom Grindberg. And he does a nice job in the cover, in the issues that follow. We'll show you that. So the cover artist here is Tom Grindberg, sorry. Guest inker is Joseph Rubinstein, and it is a beautiful comic, beautiful book. You'll notice the art is quite different, but nonetheless very, very fine in presenting characterization, mood, action. Beautiful mood images. And this is a guy named Siege. Appears in Deathlock number 19. And here Silver Sable and the Wild Pack are called upon to go to Wondergore. If you know where Wondergore is, I believe that's the place that's governed by the High Evolutionary, if I'm right. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. I think that's where Wondergore is. It has a connection also to Spider-Woman. That's the Jessica Drew Spider-Woman. All right, to be continued. This is a story that the artist here is Daniel Ortega. And this is early tales of Silver Sable. And the writer is still Gregory Wright. All right. And this is number 12. Again, same artist, same cover artist, Tom Grindberg. And with Joe Rubinstein in the doing the inking chores, Greg Wright doing the writing. I just love the artwork. Very moody, very fine lines. Contrast, the chiaroscuro looks. Really well done. He has his own creativity. Steve Butler has his own, but just as good as Butler. Beautiful splash page. Silver Sable had a lot to offer. Great story. Enjoyed reading this continuity. And again, we have early flashback stories from the earlier years. The artist is Nelson Ortega. Mickey Ritter's the inker. All right, this is when she is just starting out, makes her mistakes, doesn't quite have the Wild Pack team that she has in the later issues, in the later years. So this is For Love Nor Money. This is 3 of 6. So the other parts are in Terror Incorporated and Cage. That's formerly Luke Cage or Power Man, and before that was Luke Cage Here for Hire. Beautiful cover. And again, we have Steve Butler doing the art choice. Jimmy Palmiotti is the inker. And yeah, it's Palmiotti and Butler doing the inking. And then we have a confrontation between Luke Cage and Silver Sable, who find themselves at cross purposes. Yeah. They're all looking for this rod. And there's Terror Incorporated. It's just a kind of a villain, beautiful image of Silver Sable. You can tell she's the star of the book. A nice splash page revealing one of the arch villains of the storyline. And then they're attacked by sharks. And what is going to happen? We will have to see in the other issues. And another flashback story from the early years. Again, the blue square panels, narration panels, are Silver Sable thinking and retelling her story. Daniel Ortega did the artwork. And here we're introduced to this guy into the stories. His name is The Foreigner. Okay, so that's issue number 13. And we're going to be stopping at 14, so... And this is, 16. We're going to be stopping at 16. So this is the end of For Love Nor Money, part 6 of 6. And again, the cover artist is Steven Butler, and Jimmy Palmiotti is the inker. And here in the word panels, in the narration panels, they have a retelling of the whole story. If you didn't read the Terror Incorporated and the Cage comic books. As it says here, all this can be read in detail in the pages of Terror Incorporated number 12 and Cage number 16. Yeah, so there you go. Unholy Righteousness. This one has a kind of biblical feel to it. And there you have the 3 heroes of the piece confronting the arch villain. Lots of action. This is the denouement issue. As you can see, it has a kind of almost biblical feel to it, to the story. Kind of a biblical metaphor. Just love the use of creative paneling here. There she is. Steve Butler doesn't waste time in making sure that she is the star of the book. Great use of paneling. All right, next issue, Captain America. And this is Nelson Ortega. Sorry, not Daniel. Nelson Ortega. And here we have the Foreigner making his appearance. This is all Origin, which reaches a denouement towards the last issue that we'll show. So this is 14. This is 15. This is a great homage issue to Captain America. Part of the story takes place in the Captain America book. This could be a cover. Beautiful splash page featuring the Wildpack team in the background. And there is the Man-Eater, also part of the team. Beautiful Captain America picture. And Viper. That's the real Viper. And oh yeah, I forgot to mention these two. That's Lorna and that's Morty. That's her uncle. That would be her mother's brother. And Lorna's one of the main characters from Sincaria. This is Jacques. It's a nice Captain America image. Oh, there you go. A nice image of Silver Sable. Splash page with a small panel confronting Viper. Oh yeah, the year. This is from August 1993. This was a monthly title. And Nelson Ortega and Greg Wright. And this is where things begin to go awry between Silver Sable and the Foreigner. Here they get married, and then after 3 years, things start to go wrong. Part of these origin stories have already been told. And this is number 16. And this will complete the origin of, at least for up till 16, complete the origin of Silver Sable. And that's a nice image of the intruders, as they're called. So the intruders would be this guy, Man-Eater, the Finn, Sandman, and Paladin. And they're kind of a support to the Wildpack. The intruders are all the creation of Steve Butler and Greg Wright. Beautiful image. In this story, they're in Somalia. Nice moody image here. Oh, beautiful splash page. Showing the action. Non-stop action. And there's an Baron von Strucker. I don't know if he first appeared in Nick Fury or Sergeant Fury and his All-In Commandos. Can't remember. Somebody can tell me. If you're watching this video, you can tell me. And here we have a Nelson Ortega, Gregory Wright flashback story featuring Silver Sable. And this is where eventually Silver Sable realizes it's Basil, the foreigner. What does he do? According to this, they file for divorce papers. Right there. Alright, so that's that. That's the ones I'm going to show. So I hope you enjoyed this. And if you did, remember to give me that like. Thanks everyone for making your comments. Thanks for Steve Butler for making his comments. That inspired me to search out these books, which I've enjoyed reading. And thanks all you for the subscriptions. And remember that you're always free to make your comments. Okay, thanks. Bye.